Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I haven't uploaded a recent video of anything at all in such a while. We have actually been very busy. First things first, as you guys could tell by the title, we bought our first home, and I wanted to take a moment and actually relax because the whole house is actually practically packed. Right now I'm in the verge of doing a lot of laundry, but I wanted to tell you guys a few things that I have learned in my experience. And in the next few videos you're gonna see empty house tour. I'm out of breath because I just walked my husband out to his car and it's hot as balls outside. But in this video I'm gonna just talk to how it was home buying and if everything that people were telling me were true or whatnot. Yeah, let's just go ahead and grab coffee, kick it, relax a little bit, and learn from our experience. Okay, cool. The first thing I want to let you guys know, what I had questioned every single time when we tried to buy a home, like in the last 2 years and until now, was, is it really hard to buy a home? And the answer, thankfully, is absolutely not. We did have to work on our credit between my husband and I. You know, we had twins, and when the recession hit, we used a lot of our credit, stuff like that. So we did have to boost up our credit, I think, and I'm going to be very transparent in this video. I think, if I don't say it correctly, I'll write it down, but I think we had to have a score of 645 or somewhat. I don't know if it's between us or each, but that was very important only because obviously you need a good credit to buy a home. So that took us, when we were extremely serious about buying a home, by the beginning of the year we were really serious about buying a home. We had to pay any debt, we had to pay our credit. When we first tried to buy a home, which was sometime last year, like the beginning of last year, the person that we were using said, do not buy a car, blah, blah, blah. But shit happens. Our truck broke down and his car's not all that great. So we had to buy a car. And again, that one was our very first experience as well. We never bought a new car. So we thought, damn, you know, maybe this year wasn't it. But then this year rolled in. Our apartments did a lot of renovations and we were experiencing a lot of roach problems. We did everything that we could on our end before we actually told the apartments, and they did, you know, several times coming in. And the shit that sucks is that when you live in apartments you have to take everything out. It's like you're moving again and then put everything back, so it just sucks. So we did that several times, and thank God I was working from home at that time, but it's still very stressful, especially with kids. My husband said, you know what, enough is enough, let's be serious, let's buy a home. And whoever knew that, because our apartment was full of roaches, we ended up actually taking it seriously. It is not hard as long as you have good credit and you find a real good realtor and a real good lender. Now what the fuck is that? We found a realtor that one that told us not to buy a car. They weren't really that helpful, so you're in charge of that, okay? So if they're not helping you and on time, getting you things on time, go with someone else. So thank God we found this one. I'll leave her information down below if you're in Southern California. And let me tell you guys, when we were really serious, it only took 4 tries to actually get this house. The first realtor and lender didn't work out. They weren't doing enough for us. So then we got these people from another person in reference to. So we ended up going with her, and it was first the lender who we were talking to. She told us, okay, you have to get your credit score this high or whatnot, and they guide you. If you're the first time home buyers like we are, they guide you, because we don't know. We were just going with the flow practically. We had to raise up our credit scores, so that took around 2 weeks. Thank God for taxes, because with that we paid everything, and we still have some left over for, you know, the house put down and all that. And my husband did have to get out from his 401k, and that would be the closing costs and all that jibber jabbers. We put a offer every single time that we would go see a house, every single time, without a doubt. I feel like getting a house is very easy. It only becomes stressful if you let it get to you, and I let it get to me. Of course, you know, I have kids. We've been living in apartments for years and years and years. You want to get the hell out. Your kids are complaining about roaches. You're tired of telling the apartments that this shit doesn't go away. You want to get out. So yeah, I was desperate. We ended up going to every single open house. A realtor will go with you. He or she is a real good realtor. They'll guide you. This is why you have to watch out for realtors, because if they're not telling you enough, are they really good realtors? So that's all on you guys to confirm that. The first time that we went to go look for a house, we were looking at a different city. Our budget was $350, nothing above that and nothing below. Well, you know, obviously below is way better, but you know, the less you'll pay, that's what you're gonna get, you know. And our mortgage, we are looking like at 2,100 to 2,200, and that's a lot for us. Okay, let me tell you guys, we are living in government apartments and what other people know as in Section 8. We got out of Section 8 since I think I want to say like 2 years ago, and we've been living on fixed income. And what that means is that the government helps you. We ended up disqualifying for government or Section 8 apartments because we were making too much. But in the new program, it's called like fixed income, because you're making too much, but they're gonna fix you your rent. So let's say that you're only gonna pay around 900, okay? So you're paying 900, and then the rest of the money you're just saving. So you could practically get the hell out of Section 8. And thank God for that, because that did help us. Like a week or two, I ended up getting another job, and then I ended up getting another better job, and then I ended up getting the job that I have now, which thank God, it's like the best job ever. That really helped us save money. So every time we would go see open houses, we would do an offer. And on the first offer that we made, we were excited. We couldn't sleep that day. We're like, oh my God, hopefully. But then we even drove to that house that very day, like, oh my God, it's our first time or whatever. And it didn't get accepted. It had like multiple offers, and we were just doing the asking price. Obviously, people are going, let's say the asking price is 340, people are going 342, 345, crap like that. So we didn't get it. We were really sad, but it's our first time. The second time, it was the same thing. We went, we saw something we liked, and we made an offer. But the fourth time we went, we saw this house that my husband liked. It was a 4-bedroom home. It was very pretty, blah, blah. It didn't need much work. That one was for 345, I want to say. So we put in that offer right when we left. Our realtor said, okay, I'll put in the offer. But there's actually another house that I think you guys will like. It just went on the market. Do you guys want to go check it out? We weren't expecting to see another house. We were just expecting one. And at this point, it was the 4th week. At this point, we were like, oh my God, we were losing hope. There's not much inventory out for houses. And I was even telling my husband, let's consider for next year. Maybe we're more prepared next year, blah, blah, blah. And my husband's like, nope, we're not going to give up. We're going to do it. We went into this neighborhood, and oh my God, big houses, super clean. So we went. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Everything is perfect at this point. It was too good to be true. I fell in love with this house instantly. First, because it was 2-story. Second, it's a 5-bedroom home. Third, it was so big. It just blew my mind. The other one was great too, was 2 stories and all that, but this one was 5 bedrooms, and it had 2 living rooms, 2 pantries, and it needed TLC. So I wanted a house that we could put our own love to it, and the other house that he liked, it was practically done. And I was like, damn, you know, it was a good house, but it wasn't like a house that I liked. I wanted to put work. I wanted to sweat. I wanted to put our love to a house that we're gonna consider a home. You know, you walk in, you look at it, and you're like, you know, it needs paint. So we go upstairs and we see the first bedroom, and automatically we thought this was gonna be for this kid, this one's gonna be for this kid, this one's gonna be for this kid. And the 4th bedroom was a spare, and that one is a huge bedroom. It's like the master's without the bathroom. We put an offer on the first house that he liked, and then we put an offer on this house. So this house was considered my dream home. We went home and we're like, damn, hopefully we get at least one offer accepted so we could stop looking. Because people say it's so fun looking at houses, and it's great. It's absolutely great. But in our case, it was a little bit more stressful because we just needed to get the hell out of these apartments. Honestly, it's a living hell living with cockroaches, and it's infested. Okay, so that night we went home, and the next day, this is how fast everything goes after you put it in an offer. The next day, we got accepted to the first house offer, which is great, but they were recommending too many things. The first thing was that they did not want to pay nothing towards the closing cost, and that was a big deal breaker, because then they did not want to pay the appraisal. I was like, what the fuck does the appraisal mean? So now I understand that the bank sees the house and sees if the house was 340 but you put an offer of 345, let's say, the bank will go see the house and be like, this house is not worth 345, we're gonna give you the 340, and you out of pocket have to pay for the 5 grand left over. That was what the appraisal was, and they did not want to pay for that if that was the case. So we would have to pay out of pocket if the appraisal said no. And then they did not want to pay for anything that was broken or needed to be fixed. So that's the very first thing that the inspection does. They go, they inspect the house, they say, okay, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, and guess what? You get to pay for it even though the appraisal still hasn't gone through. So we're like, automatically, when we got that offer accepted, supposedly there was 9 people already in line and our offer got accepted, and automatically we just pulled out. We're like, nope, you're not gonna pay for the closing cost and you're not gonna pay for something that's wrong with the house, we're out. No. And we felt bad. Well, my husband felt bad, but he also loved the second house too. I think it took around, I want to say 3 days, and that was not usually when we would put an offer, we would hear an offer either that day or the next day. This one took 3 days, so I couldn't sleep for those 3 days because I really wanted this house, and everyone told me don't fall in love with the house, don't do it. But for me, I'm good at letting go because I think it's not meant to be, you know. But in this case, I fell in love with this house. I was already imagining things, which is not good, but I don't give a fuck. By the 3rd day, I was telling my husband I'm getting desperate at this point. It does take like 72 hours or something, and this one took a little bit longer. So we text the realtor and we're like, hey, you know, we want to go look at other houses. Well, but that day she said, great news, I finally heard back from the other house, and guess what? Your offer got accepted. And we're like, oh my fucking God. And my husband was sleeping, so I woke him up. I'm like, hey, our offer got accepted. We were very excited. We were like on top of the moon. That's when everything starts. So now after that, she said, I'm gonna go ahead and send you guys papers to sign. They're gonna be sending you papers regardless, signing papers or whatnot, so you just have to sign and sign and sign. I'm just gonna go through these steps quickly, and then if you guys want more details, let us know. My husband wanted to be in this video, but he said that he looked crappy, and I'm like, I want to film it anyway. We're gonna go ahead and get the inspector going. You don't have to be there, but you should, because they're gonna tell you in that inspection every single thing that is good or wrong with the house. And at that time, we recommend you measuring things, because they told us, do you guys want to measure things while you're here? And we're like, no, the house isn't even ours. We went to the inspection, and the inspection took around 2 hours. And obviously I'm looking at all these TikToks about inspectors, like what to expect, blah blah, and everything was good, absolutely good. And they tell you, you know, oh, you should get like a plumber inspector and all this shit, but we don't have money for that, so we're like, it is what it is. I actually work for a plumbing construction company, so I could just ask around like, hey, how do you fix this and stuff like that. So it worked in my favor anyway, if anything goes wrong. So okay, the next week the inspector came. It took around 2 hours, and meanwhile we're just checking little details, you know, we're writing things ourselves down. When the inspector's done, he'll let you know. We were gathered in the kitchen, and he's like, this is wrong, and nothing major. It was just little tiny things here and there. I'll put like a list here of like the major things, but nothing major, something that we could have done ourselves. The next week after that, and it goes fast, you think all these stuff and it goes fast. The week after that, it was the appraisal. I still couldn't sleep at that time when the appraisal came through, because you're thinking, oh my God, did we overdo it with the budget? So throughout all this time, I can't sleep, I can't eat. Well, I could eat, but you know, you just can't sleep, you're just stressed. After the appraisal was done, they say 72 hours, but they called us the next day, our realtor, and they're like, okay, everything's good. And meanwhile, in between that week, you're signing papers. And those papers, again, my husband could go through it. He reads everything, and I just tell him, can I just sign it? Like, just tell me where to sign. I'm not reading anything. I'm just here like, give me my house, let me decorate. This was all done through like e-signature stuff. In that week when the appraisal was done, the next day, which was on a Tuesday, the appraisal was done on a Monday. The next day, we got the appraisal answer. Even though it was 72 hours, we got it the very next day. The appraisal people also do like a inspection on their side, and they say this needs to be done. So for sure, when the appraisal people came, they said that the place needed to have a stove and a microwave. So we got a new stove and microwave, and that's on them. They have to do it no matter what. They wanted to just sell the house with no hassle, so they did the majority of the things that we asked, and then they give you a list of the things that they did. They give you a list of the things that they didn't. You sign that, right? You're saying, okay, I received everything, and now you could go again and say, no, this has to be done or not. But because the things that they fixed were like the major things that needed to be fixed, everything else we could fix. So that was good. We signed that away, took that away, you know, gave it back to them. It's all good. You get those appraisal papers. They're basically telling you you're accepting the house as it is. And that same morning, this is how fast it is, they sent us a picture of the stove and the microwave put in. So it was just insane. So all that shit is going in really fast. Today's Sunday the 12th. This week on Tuesday, we have our final walkthrough, which I had no clue what the hell that was, but I guess you walk through your house one last time, see it one last time, and make sure everything is all good. It's so unreal to say. And then on Thursday, we closed escrow. Escrow was 25 days. Now, I was like, when do we start packing? When is too soon, you know? And I was Googling it. I was doing everything. My realtor was telling me I would start packing now, blah, blah. So I started packing when our offer went through, because she said that, our realtor said that these people are really eager to sell. They just want to get rid of everything. And I was like, and I told her we were just worried in between us waiting, the weeks waiting. And we're like, how about if they change their mind? My friends are saying that they could back out. My friends are saying that our credit won't go through, blah, blah. Once you are pre-approved for your loan, I feel like all that is very like on the fly. So I started packing the next day when our offer got accepted. I'm basically done. The only thing that I'm not packing is our kitchen and our washroom. I'm gonna do at the very end, because thank goodness for this, get our keys on Friday night. That's what the realtor was saying. We close escrow on Thursday. She's gonna work hard to get the title and everything on Friday, so we could have the keys on Friday night. On Saturday, if everything goes good, on Saturday, they're gonna start painting the house, and the house is 2-story, and it's around 2,100 square feet. So it's a big place. All of the rooms upstairs have a different color. It's like a circus up there. So they're gonna paint everything upstairs, downstairs whites, just completely start fresh canvas. My plan, and I'll put little inspiration pictures here, is to have a black accents around the house, make it look more modern. And then they're gonna put floor that same weekend as well. And on flooring, they're just gonna put all of downstairs, the stairs, along with the hallway and the laundry room and the bathroom upstairs, our bathroom and our closet. That's where the new flooring is gonna go. And we are going to invest on flooring, absolutely. I'm obviously gonna take you guys along of the whole journey. I've been extremely busy with everything, but hopefully now we're gonna start kicking it up again on my YouTube channel. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna have another video more detail about everything with my husband here, because he's the one who obviously did all the hard work and did all the paperwork. I mean, I only packed. I mean, like, what kind of hard work is that? But I'm gonna tell you guys tips that I learned, because it's not my first time packing, because again, they did the renovations here and we've been packing so many times because of the cockroaches. It's been insane. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit tips of how to save money on that, because we're broke as, but you know, I mean, we're living in Section 8. I mean, like, what more could you say? I think the next video will be that, along with a empty house tour. I hope you guys stick around for more, and congratulations to us. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys extremely soon. Bye.